excited for fans and audiences.
Hold on, Brandon has some nice things to say about me before you wrap.
Okay, let's go.
Sorry, we have 15 more minutes, guys, on this DVD. So weird.
Have you seen these pants?
No, they're amazing, and my shoes.
Unbelievable.
So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could go. So I'm like,
Okay. Oh God.
Cool.
How do you explain that? The genetics?
I'm literally heading to Target to get my Blake Brown by shampoo.
it's honestly amazing.
Just
Smells
today,
incredible.
otherwise I would have had it.
Oh, yeah,
Smells
she has
incredible.
it. Yeah, it's all.
Oh my God, amazing.
I'm wearing it
Thank
on my
you
neck
all
as
so
cologne.
Man,
Brandon.
Tammy, you're great. No, sir, I have no idea what's happening at all today. But I do have to say, while I have you here, your work in Les Mis, what a triumph. I mean, I am a huge fan. You can do it all. You're a unicorn.
That jawline. Is that the way he finds the light?
No. It's like the light finds him.
Brandon Sklenar, I think that's how you say his name. I wanted to talk about Brandon Sklenar and Colleen Hoover in this video. Now, we all know the whole drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and the lawsuits that they are currently entangled in, with the majority of people being on Justin Baldoni's side, considering all of the information and the timeline that he and his legal team have produced to the public. Everybody can see that this was a huge power play done by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds in order to smear and take down Justin Baldoni. And at the beginning of this, when the New York Times article first came out with that hit piece against Justin Baldoni, most of the cast and the author, Colleen Hoover, came out in support of Blake Lively. And one member of the cast in particular, Brandon Sklenar, really came out in support of Blake Lively. If you guys remember, during the promotion of It Ends With Us, Justin Baldoni was nowhere in those cast interviews, but the person who was basically arm in arm and buddy with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds was Brandon Sklenar. And it's so funny because when I saw this happening, when I saw him becoming buddy with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, I thought to myself, this dude's gonna end up in the MCU somehow. Because when this movie was coming out, it came out around the same time as Deadpool and Wolverine. And around that time, the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was really floundering in the public eye, and with all of their movies, they were not doing very well. And the success of Deadpool and Wolverine really kind of sort of gave Ryan Reynolds this appearance of, oh, I can actually make things happen within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, a lot of people were really excited to see Wesley Snipes come back as Blade. And if you don't know, the Blade movie starring Mahershala Ali has been in production hell for years. And it doesn't seem like that movie is ever going to get off the ground. But with people seeing Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade and people seeing that he can actually still play the role, Ryan Reynolds would tweet out, who wants to see Wesley Snipes come back as Blade, and give him a Logan-like send-off. So around that time, I was really watching Ryan Reynolds' Twitter, because it essentially, for me at least, and for many people, was kind of like a preview as to what we could possibly get in the future of the MCU. And people thought that because the movie was so freaking successful, and with the reputation of Ryan Reynolds sort of asserting himself and wanting to be more involved in the creation of projects, it really was at the time sort of a glimpse into a possible future of the MCU. And so through Ryan Reynolds' Twitter, I was kind of introduced to this actor, Bryan Sklenar, and it was in this skit that they did for the movie It Ends With Us. It was Ryan Reynolds, his mom for some reason, and Hugh Jackman. At the very end, Hugh Jackman said, I think we found the next Wolverine. When he said that, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, we are going to see Brandon Sklenar like in the MCU at some point. And back in December, when all of this kicked off, Brandon Sklenar backed Blake Lively on his Instagram stories. Brandon Sklenar posts Blake Lively's complaint against Justin Baldoni and said, for the love of God, read this. And he posted a link on his Instagram stories to direct his followers to the New York Times article. Now, what's interesting about all of this is I understand they're in Hollywood. They want to advance their careers. They want to get ahead. And what better way to get ahead than to be buddy with one of the most powerful couples in Hollywood? And now with everything that has come out, it's clear that Blake Lively poisoned the whole cast against Justin Baldoni. Baldoni. But at the time, it's possible that Brandon Sklenar did not know any of this. I will try and give him the benefit of the doubt. However, once all of this new information truly came into light, I think that like Colleen Hoover and most of the cast, they really should have spoken up or said something about it, but they didn't. For the most part, they have all been silenced. But it's interesting looking at Brandon Sklenar because while WME is a talent agency, William Morris Endeavor, that talent agency actually fired Justin Baldoni at the behest of Ryan Reynolds when all of this kicked off. However, they did sign Brandon Sklenar. He signed with WME, with William Morris Endeavor. Not only that, but it did come out approximately like maybe 2 weeks ago that Brandon Sklenar was on the short list to play Nova in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I actually tweeted about this. I said, isn't this the dude from It Ends With Us? I wonder if Ryan Reynolds put in a good word and that's why he sided with Blake Lively. Like I said, like you would side with the couple that can really advance your career or help advance your career because networking is very important. It's really who you know in Hollywood. But this didn't happen without backlash because over on Brandon Sklenar's Instagram, a lot of fans are very unhappy with him. And I've noticed this since Justin Baldoni started fighting back. If you go to click on some of his photos, one of the top comments said, came to the comments and was not disappointed. All these celebrities need to realize we're over the fakeness and will always appreciate authenticity and realness over everything. Career's over before it began. Throwing up emoji. Sorry you were love bombed by the immoral couple. Now you're associated with the most hated people in America. Here's some snake emojis. If social climbing, no spine having was a person, this person, your silence is sickening. I think that Brandon Sklenar was probably the only person during all of this who didn't turn off his comments. He didn't limit his comments. He just sort of let them happen. This picture right here that he posted 2 weeks ago, I'm rooting for you, but you need to apologize to Justin Baldoni. Brown nosing to A-listers paid off. We need your apology to Justin Baldoni as loud as your support for Khaleesi, thanks. I bet you're beyond exciting to be an A-lister pet. C-lister actor signs with WME. Will not support anything you're in, get a backbone. He's been facing backlash for months. And now he's actually addressing the rumor as to whether or not the rumors are true. Will he be playing Nova? And he actually talks about how Batman is his dream role. He really wants to be Batman in James Gunn's DCU. But here he does address the rumors and he says, yeah, I heard about that. It was news to me. I think I was supposed to meet with Marvel Studios, Marvel Television at some point here with Kevin Feige. We'll see. That would be cool. But then he actually directed back to Batman. He said, I've seen a bunch of fan casting for Batman, The Brave and the Bold, and that's very interesting to me. I love Batman. That would be a dream for sure. So he kind of like diverts away from Marvel because if you're going to Marvel, then you're going to associate him with Ryan Reynolds. But what's hilarious here too is that while he does say that Batman is his dream role, the person that really supported him in that Batman dream role casting was Blake Lively. Blake Lively's pick for DCU's Batman is Brandon Sklenar. In this post, she actually tagged James Gunn recommending Sklenar. She says, I'm so happy for you, my friend. They're lucky to have you. Also, I'm seeing this Batman chatter. I volunteer yourself as tribute. At James Gunn knows how to give the people what they need, and this they need. Brandon replies back with a heart, a bat, and a smiley face. So clearly having friends in high places could possibly pay off for this man and has actually been paying off for this man. Now, what happened today? He finally addresses whether he's Team Blake or Team Justin. Now, he went on a show and Gayle King asked him, are you Team Blake or Team Justin? He kept his answer very civil. Let's listen.
Also, the last time you were talking about the movie It Ends With Us, which has turned into a big major story between Blake and Justin. I'm wondering what you're thinking about that, processing it, navigating it. It doesn't involve you, but because you're in the cast, I'm wondering what you're thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want people to remember why we made the movie in the first place and what it stands for, and just keeping the focus on that. Like that movie meant so much to me, and I have someone very, very close to me in my life who's gone through what Lily's going through for a long time, and I've been on the front lines helping her navigate that space. So that movie meant a lot to me, and it means a lot to her, this person in my life, and it was one of the reasons that me doing that film gave her the strength to change her life. So like.
You stay focused on that.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. So it's unfortunate that things get taken away from what the ethos of that thing is, and it gets convoluted. And I just want to remind people of why that thing exists in the first place.
I would imagine at this point you're Bennett. You said I'm not in it, but are you Team Blake or Team Justin? He said, I don't speak English, Gail.
Team, it ends with us.
Yeah.
He does give a very political answer. He brings it back to the movie. And I've said this as well. It is very upsetting that like Justin Baldoni really wanted to focus on give victims a voice. And it is unfortunate that because of all of this legal drama, that message has been lost. And what Brandon Sklenar says that he wants to focus on that because someone close to him did suffer through this. It is a way of staying neutral. However, in the past, he did side with Blake Lively. But what's interesting is that he didn't say I'm Team Blake. He said I'm Team It Ends With Us, and he brought it back to the message of the movie. But not siding with Blake Lively when you had already sided with her before, that also speaks volumes. And going over on his Instagram and seeing, the backlash that he has been receiving, while also possibly being informed of everything that has been coming out in regards to these lawsuits, and possibly realizing that he had been tricked by Blake Lively into believing her story and sharing it on his Instagram and pretty much siding with the wrong people and helping to take down Justin Baldoni, someone who really did want to focus in on what you want to focus in on now. He wanted to focus on the victims of domestic violence. That is why he made the movie. So I get that this is a neutral answer. His publicist probably told him, don't say anything. I see how he can see how easily he can just be dropped from all of these projects. So I understand that. I get that. But it is interesting to see that when asked, are you Team Blake or Team Justin? He says, I'm Team It Ends With Us. And it looks like he's not the only one taking that position, because Colleen Hoover, after deleting her Instagram, revives it and scrubs all content with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. They are nowhere to be found when before in the past they were there. She has scrubbed both of them. So it looks like the people that were behind Blake Lively at the beginning, the people who sided with Blake Lively at the beginning, are now removing themselves from the situation. But unfortunately for both Colleen Hoover and Brandon Sklenar, people now see them as snakes in the grass, people who just want to further their career at the expense of another man's livelihood. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Leave a like and let me know what you guys think in those comments down below, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, everyone.